I gotta say, compare Japan when I left
Hmm.
and compare here
Yeah, yeah,
now.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but um, hmm, I would say I think in Asian countries, not just Japan, is very serious
Mm,
about the result. If
mm,
you win, it's a big stuff, and
right,
if
right.
people do it for winning, but I I believe because in Japan, um, dancing is not the part of the culture.
Mm,
It's a hobby, and
mm,
if you persuade to do hobby seriously, you gotta get some level and to make money.
mm-hmm,
So people are serious about it. So if you lose in a final, people crying about it. I cried sometimes too.
mm. Yeah.
And I think that's why people get better. People train more. I heard some kids, dancers in Japan, they practice mid during midnight, and in the school they sleep. You know, the parents are
Mm,
okay with that. I think
yeah.
not everyone, but like I heard about it too.
Maybe, yeah.
And people sometimes forget to enjoying, or
Mm,
people sometimes forget why they do that. It's
mm,
like they just want to win.
mm,
And I think part of that that trend gets really popular. You know, let's
mm,
say, okay, now um, the style, let's say like Zulu King style, so popular to win, you know, and the people copy to
mm,
do that because you can win it with the style.
mm-hmm,
So like Japan used to be like really creative, I believe, like so many like Ichigeki, blah blah
mm-hmm,
blah blah, Waseda. Uh, when I started, yeah, I was seeing Waseda, Ichigeki, those like different kind of crew, and I think now is a bit better because 40 Carnival, you know, Foundation Clue, Warriors, they got different styles.
mm-hmm.
But like at some point, maybe when I left Japan, that was like everyone the same, and
Uh,
the crew, a winning crew is always same. So
mm,
people are like asking questions to older b boys, b girls, how we can win. So that
mm,
was a question.
uh,
It's not like how we can build the style or something.
mm-hmm,
So that that was kind of sad for me
mm-hmm.
because you know my style was different.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I got told you should change. They didn't say I should change, um, but I got told so many like why don't you do top lock footwork more,
Mm,
blah blah blah, and then you do
mm.
like more, you know,
More
do stuff.
traditional style, right? Or
Yeah,
something like that.
or I got told you don't have a fire to like, you know, to fight. But it's like for me, that was like my style to fight, or that
Yeah,
was
yeah,
my
yeah.
style to express.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, when some people don't really see it, um, yeah,
Do you-
my story was, mm, yeah,
yeah, but
I was gonna, yeah, I was gonna quit when I get told that
oh,
time. Yeah.
really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a definitely something that can happen when people are, I don't know. I guess they're very serious about whatever
Yeah.
their opinion is about the thing
Mm-hmm.
or what they think is right,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, sometimes it can be really
Yeah.
strong. And but Tokyo also has like a tradition of that sort of style too, right? Like more foundational, more traditional. You
Not
know,
everyone though.
not everyone, of
Um,
course, but that was like my image of kind of the, if you want to
I
make
think
like a general thing about
I think right now Tokyo has some kind of style. They can be like, oh, I'm cool, you know, like, oh, this is
yeah.
a cool style. And I could
Right.
see, like, even see, like, Instagram and stuff, oh, those people are popular
Mm.
and people wanted to be like that.
Mm.
And I believe those dancers or b-boys are good to, like, be that style, but not everyone, you know,
Well, everyone's different, right?
everyone doesn't have to follow them, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
they have
exactly.
to find their way.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I think it's better because we can go outside of Japan and we can see
Hmm.
that's not like that trend in Japan is not all, you know, it's
Yeah,
not just one style
yeah,
and not the style you can win or you can express your feeling when
yeah,
you're dancing.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
Um, yeah, the internet and just the more
Mhm.
connections of worldwide in general, it's
Yeah.
done a lot of good things, you know.
Mhm. Also, like you can actually like go to other country by yourself. You don't have to get invited
Mm, yeah,
to, to go
yeah, yeah,
out. So
yeah, yeah.
I think that's
That's
the part of the reason I didn't quit. Before I moved to Canada, me and my partner Yuri, if you, I don't know if you know her,
I
you go
met her a couple
Yuri,
times. Yeah.
yeah. Also other people like Wing Zero, like those like good friends. We went to US
Mm-hmm.
for 3 weeks, and I saw so many like dancers, or I met like alienness, those like people who was um who got looked up in Japan, and I talked to alienness, and he was like, "You're so good. You have a character." I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
"Oh, this is weird," but at the same time, I was uh glad to talk to him. He, yeah, because he didn't say you should do footwork. You should do like more top,
yeah,
blah blah blah.
yeah,
And I was like, you know, like I didn't do it in the gym, but like I practice or I learn those stuff. I
yeah,
just
yeah.
don't use those, proper style
Well,
to
you do it
express myself.
in your way, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but like that time I was like I was kind of feel like, oh, I kind of feel like I got accepted, you know.
yeah,
But you never know, like when you're in Japan and someone told you like, oh, in the upload in the US, like you shouldn't be like this, like this. You want
yeah,
to be a real beagle and you should be like this. And I was like,
yeah. And
yeah.
sometimes I wonder how much, like, because people come to Japan and they'll teach
Mhm.
workshops, and especially with places that aren't, say, the US where this dance comes from, so those
Mhm.
people would understand it the best in general.
Mhm.
But when they go to some other places and they're teaching, like sometimes maybe stuff gets lost in translation,
Mhm.
or it's like some of the nuance of the language gets changed or something. So I wonder how much of that might have happened with, like, say, let's, for example, maybe, I don't know, this didn't
Yeah.
happen, but just as a example, like, say, Alien Ness goes and he talks about, yeah, you gotta really know the footwork, because that's what, or Ken Swift, he always talks about footwork
Yeah.
is what makes breaking. But
Mhm.
some people maybe take it too literally and they're like, you
Yeah.
have to
True.
do footwork exactly
Mhm.
this way or something
Mhm.
because Ken Swift said it, but
Yeah.
he's kind of maybe talking generally or something, or
Mhm.
whatever, but it gets lost in the translation, maybe. I don't
Yeah.
know.
True.
Yeah. Yeah.
Northwest. I didn't talk about the Northwest.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You
don't
can
know.
talk. You can
Yeah.
talk about that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think it's more, you know, people more looking for like having fun,
Mm,
and it's more open, especially
mm,
Vancouver.
mm,
People more friendly, and they don't judge by what you gotta do. You know, it's like
yeah.
more if you wanna dance, let's dance. And in the other style in Vancouver, that's why I think people dance multiple styles in Vancouver, because
Yeah.
they don't judge you if you're a b-boy or not. Or you wanna try? Yeah, let's dance.
Hmm.
and same as us. So we won't exchange, and I'm happy. We just like like hanging out and learning other stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, that's always one thing that really stood out to me everywhere that I've been. Like
Hmm.
Vancouver has such a connected scene,
Yeah,
like
I agree.
for, better or worse, that, there's good and bad to everything, right? But
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
think a really good thing, like you said, is people are very open-minded. They try
Yeah.
everything. They have a bit of knowledge of everything, and
Hmm.
it's like a really friendly, welcoming environment in general.
Yeah.
That like it's it's not about proving that you're the best. It's like everyone loves this thing, so everyone just come
Yeah.
together and enjoy it.
Hmm.
And I always
Yeah.
think of like VSDF as a perfect example of
Yeah.
that,
I
right?
know, right?
But sometimes you get it. Some bad things is there's less of that
Hmm.
like fire to get better,
Yeah. Yeah.
or get
I
better
feel it.
in certain aspects of stuff. So
Hmm.
it does
Hmm.
have a reputation of being like
Hmm.
soft or whatever people want to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, like uh,
Ew.
one thing that people even in Japan have mentioned to
Hmm.
me that have kind of either been to Canada or been to Vancouver, and they said like, yeah, the scenes in Japan are in general like very separate. You have the breaking
Mm.
scene and that's
Hmm.
it, and then you have like a
Hmm.
popping scene and that's it, and then
Hmm.
they don't there's very rarely any time where it's kind of like mixing and
Yeah.
mingling or everyone together in one thing,
Hmm.
or people knowing multiple different styles and stuff like that,
Hmm.
um, except for maybe Nagoya in my experience.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's always been one that's
That's
like
good.
feels like a big parallel to
Nice.
Vancouver.